As a contractor, you see projects come to its fruition all the time. Talk about seeing it as a contractor and a man of faith and seeing God's plan come together.
Wow. I'm going to talk a little bit about where I'm at physically. I blew my disc out last year. I worked for Kenworth, and I blew my disc out, and I had surgeries, and it didn't take, and I couldn't go back. And it was at that time when the Lord said, it's okay, I got something for you to do. And that's when all this started unfolding. And so, as a contractor overseeing something like this, it wasn't for personal benefit. I volunteered. I mean, it was just something that I did because I was called to do it. So in that sense, it was great satisfaction. It's been more satisfying than it was in getting paid to do it, honestly, to be able to give back. And, it's hard to express in words what that means, and to see people's lives change, to give them hope, and to be a part of that. I mean, so, at the same time, as a builder, it was frustrating because normally all I'd have to do is go in and get a bunch of subcontractors, give me a price, and we give it to, the client, and they would either say yes or no, with the price. And, if they said yes, that's fine, and we'd go into it, and then you could hold people responsible as you go along the way when they mess up. When they're volunteering, it's a little different story. And it was probably this is one of the most hardest things I've ever done because we were working on such a low budget. And then you're working with people's other schedule. When they're volunteering, it's not like saying, "Hey, get in here." You had to work with their schedule, and so it was one of the hardest things I've ever done because I was always, saying, "Well, what can we, can I get this, someplace else a little less?" Because we was always looking at bottom line here, because the idea is how are we going to build this for the amount in which we were hoping to build it for? But it came through. So, again, that's satisfaction in doing that. And so, and you're using other people's money, not just the client's money, but you're using, people from all over's money. So it's a huge responsibility to be able to build something and build it right. And build it to where it can be used for what you want it to be used for, and hoping your vision at the end was what you thought it was supposed to be. And praise God it was, and we couldn't be more pleased with everyone that stepped up and what the product was, or is.
But once again, this affirmation of take that leap of faith and watch me do the work.
Yeah. Well, the Lord gave me a verse when I first started, and I was out here literally measuring off for the foundation stuff to be dug. That says, unless the Lord builds the house, the laborer labors in vain. That was the verse. Unless the Lord builds the house, the laborer labors in vain. And I've reminisced that every time I come here, and I say, okay, Lord, you got to help me. Because I can't do this, some physically can't do it, and so I need help, and every time I turn around, the Lord was bringing somebody. Case in point, we were ready to paint this. The drywall's ready. We're ready. And we were ready to the interior paint, the walls and ceiling, and I'm like, and I had the guys from the refuge. It was supposed to schedule to come, had a conflict. They couldn't come that week. I'm like, oh no, what am I going to do? And lo and behold, I got a hold of my stepmom's brother. She actually told me, she said, call my brother, he'll come. And him and his son and daughter came, and they're painters, they're professional painters. And so they came and they painted and did a great job. And we had a price at the end. And when it was all said and done, he just shook my hand and he said, we'll call it even. So that's just one of many stories. But yeah.
Anything that we've missed
Oh my.
that you wanted to make sure was known?
Yeah. That's the other thing probably is the fact that it's called Jackie's House, which is my sister, who passed away August 2016 unexpectedly. We had taken over the ministry, and she was so excited, wanted to be a volunteer. She was an LPN, lived here locally in town, and she would always wanted to have a place for women to go to. And so when we took this over, she was ecstatic about it, and she wanted to volunteer 4 times a week. And she just wanted to be a part of it. And so then when she passed away, obviously and it was unexpected. It was a heavy blow to us. And then the other board members came up to us and said, we thought about it and we'd like to, and we get our house is to dedicate to your sister. And so as you see the sign out there, it's Jackie's House. And so it's not often as a brother, as a loved one, that you can build something and then you can contribute it, then and give it back to a loved one and be able to name it after them, and be a part, and be a standout in the community with that. So yeah, wow, that's icing on the cake. So. We hate for our loss, to have her to pass away, but at the same time, for us to be able to dedicate that to her is pretty touching. So we're real thankful, grateful for that. So
gives her spirit a chance to live on.
yes, absolutely, absolutely.